What's cracking, guys? Now, I'm sure a lot of you have already heard the news about this big old explosion, this uproar that's happening on YouTube right now, and that is the new rules, quote unquote, that they have going on about their decisions upon making sure something is advertiser friendly or not. I've also been getting a lot of comments about my opinion on this because, obviously, according to what their contents say, I am breaking a shit ton of them. I could tell you a few off the top of my head that I know that I probably break a lot. And some of you were actually very concerned and worried that, I might be like bullied off of YouTube by this, and you're afraid that YouTube is going to use these new guidelines to bully some of your favorite YouTubers off of YouTube as well. So what are these quote-unquote new guidelines that they have set out and have, demonetized videos from your favorite YouTubers, basically censoring them in a sort of sense, saying like, we don't want any more videos like this out? Now, the first one here is sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and or sexual behavior. Now, obviously, that's a given. They don't want porn on here, so don't ever do that. But that's also like, I'm breaking that rule quite a bit here. Okay, I've already had a shit ton of age-restricted videos, or now quote-unquote advertiser-friendly videos that have gotten that. Just so many, and I think I understand now what they want. Can't say for certain yet. The next ones are violence, including display of serious injury, events related to violent extremism. That's also given. They don't want people shooting each other. They don't want, like, very violent, gory, bloody shit on their website. Makes sense. Inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language. Now, the thing is, the inappropriate language, like, what is the threshold of inappropriate language? That's one of the big ones that a lot of people are extremely worried over. Like, can you not say fuck anymore? Can you not say shit, damn, other things like that? Maybe goober, is that a bad word? I don't know what they consider vulgar language. They don't really put it in layman's terms, like what's the threshold, what you can and cannot say. So basically, it's like a free ticket to age restrict any video they want, which is their website, so they can do that. Promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling and abuse of such items. Yes, obviously they don't want drug traffic on their website. That makes absolute sense. Jesus, please don't do drugs that are really bad for you. Come on now. And this last one, and this got a lot of people worried as well, controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. So a lot of news coverage going on here is getting hit by this. And, even if graphic imagery is not, you can't even talk about it, like, at all? Like, you can't warn people? That's what's got a lot of people going, what? Now, some of the people that have been hit by this are probably people you already know about, like Boogie. He talked about, like, saving people, don't do suicide, things like that. That immediately got advertiser-friendly struck or something like that. It's basically, they got hit, you can't put ads on that anymore. Or Philip DeFranco, because he covers a lot of news stories, and a lot of that obviously includes, some controversial subjects. So obviously, yes, he would get a number of videos hit on that as well. And as for me, well, I've already been hit with, like, the sexually suggestive stuff. Even if I feel it's fine, sometimes YouTube doesn't feel it's fine. And that's the opinion that matters, if YouTube thinks it's fine. So, yeah, this has got a lot of people scared, like these rules. So I just want to talk a little bit more about them right now. Now, most of these rules I've already known about, and YouTube has been enforcing for a while now. I'm going to dispel, like, the rumor that these are quote-unquote new. Like, they're not really new. They've been enforcing these forever now, I can tell you. I can clearly tell you that they've been enforcing these for a long while now. The only ones that seem a little bit much right now is the controversial and sensitive subjects. That one's a little bit newer on the spectrum there. I'm not sure what triggered them on that one, but yeah, that one's got me a little bit worried. But still, to be frank, my honest opinion of this is YouTube is just still YouTube right now. I mean, instead of just not saying why they're demonetizing your videos, they're actually giving you a reason now. They're just putting that information forward now instead of hiding it behind a wall and just demonetizing your videos without telling you the reason or giving you an accurate explanation. So basically they just put it in writing like, hey, this is why we're demonetizing your shit. We've been doing this before, but we figured we might as well just make a clear rule guideline on it. And since it's their website, their rules, their playground, they're able to do whatever the frick they want and get away with it because we agreed to be on their platform, we agreed to make content on their platform, and YouTube's pretty much all of our bosses. However, do I think it's fair that they do some of the things they do? Obviously not. There's some things I have appealed and have gotten actually appealed and remonetized again, thankfully. But there are some videos where they flat out refuse, even though I think it's absolutely appropriate. And there's also, like, people like with Boogie's freaking video about how preventing suicide. That's never getting their monetization back. So I think that's a little bit bullshit, and I think some of the news stories coverage of them just covering what's going on in the world, like, I feel like people should be able to learn what's going on in the world and not be censored, quote unquote, by not being paid for their content, their work that they're doing. I honestly do feel like YouTube wants the whole platform to be happier, especially since of all the recent stuff that's been going on, like all the drama that's been going through YouTube running rampant now. It's got a little bit out of hand, so I feel like maybe this is their response to all of that. I feel like that's why they're kind of enforcing this a little bit more and being more open about it in order to force those kinds of channels out. Because right now, the reason why I'm not really being so affected by this, in fact, I haven't really, since this whole thing like went viral, I haven't had a age-restricted video, mainly because I have become more user-friendly, because I have known about these rules and how they were enforcing them beforehand. So if you guys were wondering why, like, Noble doesn't show certain things anymore, why he's over-censored, it's because I know of these rules now. I've figured it out. Like, they want the happy shit. They don't want, like, too much. That's like the boobies or like too much violence and things like that. I try to make things more family-friendly, and that's why I joke about it sometimes, but sometimes I'm being serious, because no one wants to do hours and hours of work only to not even be paid for it. It just feels like a slap to the face to us YouTube and content creators. So that's why basically I've been trying to make things so when people go onto my channel, they don't feel super embarrassed to show their mom my content. That's been the number one goal right now. So for those of you wondering, like, why I miss the old Noble, he used to show everything, things like that. Well, the old Noble used to almost be banned from YouTube for 3 strikes. The old Noble used to get age restricted all the time and be in trouble and get strike. You know, that I'm done with that shit. I'd like to keep my channel, thank you very much, and you know, I will obey YouTube's guidelines to the best of my ability. So that's why I've been doing things the way I've been doing, even if I feel like they're a little bit bullshit, like the whole vulgar swearing, things like that. I don't even know by me saying bullshit, I could get like this age restrict or not, or this video itself talking about YouTube and their content, their new community guidelines, that maybe that's controversial of a subject, and that may also make this get unmonetized as well. I don't know. It's a weird system. It's not really clear, and that's why it's a bit of a scary subject, because they usually keep everybody in the dark about what they're doing. But with this, they've been a little bit more forward. They've been enforcing this all the time. They're just basically now saying, hey, well, this is what we've been doing. Get over it. So some of you may be wondering, like, is this gonna make Noble go anywhere? Am I gonna be disappearing or not? And honestly, no, I'm not going anywhere. I've been obeying the rules. I've been doing a good job. I've been clean. I hope I'm in the good graces of YouTube at this point. I hope I am. And I've been making things a bit more advertiser friendly in their layman's terms, and honestly, I feel like my content's been getting better, and I know some of you have been missing some of the more uncensored stuff, but for that, you can always just buy the game and see like those juicier scenes yourselves and things like that, support the devs. And I feel like I've reached a good a good middle ground here, because not only am I pleasing myself with the content I'm making, I'm pleasing my audience here. I'm also pleasing, the developers and YouTube itself. So I feel like I feel like I'm in a good spot. Hopefully, at this point, I could say that, and maybe tomorrow all my videos get demonetized. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But for now, with the whole hashtag YouTube is over party, that thing going around, everyone running like a chicken with their head cut off, I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal, because honestly, this is something they've been doing it the entire time. The entire time, they just haven't been telling you, because that's the way YouTube works. They don't tell anybody anything until they fucking do it. So, guys, don't worry about this too much here. I wish there was some way I could help out Boogie and help out Philly DeFranco somehow, and some other people that have been affected by these new community guidelines. That seems a little bit bullshit. But, 1 or 2 videos being unmonetized is not that big of a deal when you have like thousands or even just hundreds of them. But it still sucks, but you can still overcome it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my thoughts on this subject. I hope I gave you guys a little bit of insight from my perspective over here. And I hope to see you beautiful sons of guns again next time.